How we doing, TinPail peeps? What a day today. Good weather, man. Can't whack it. I've got class later though, so I don't know if I'm going to get to enjoy much yet. But need to keep it up, know what I mean? It's easy to break away from. I've been messing about with this GoPro, man. I didn't know you could actually edit on it. So I've been messing about trying to make intros for my channel because, as you know, I don't have one, and I had to phone somebody, an acquaintance that I know through somebody else, and ask them how much would it cost me to make an intro, blah blah blah. It's going to get me there, and then didn't know that you can do this with a GoPro. I thought a GoPro just fucking recorded stuff and uploaded it. I didn't know you can actually sit and edit with this thing through an app. So hey ho, one step further forward in it. So I'm going out on Thursday to do something with it. So it'll be my first time kind of going outside and recording, filming with and that. I'm going to go somewhere, I've already planned it, so that'll be getting uploaded. But I'm also looking for a date in May for this Paul Ferris interview. It's got to be my first studio interview, so no pressure. So hopefully we'll get that going, get it on the channel, and just hopefully it'll do well, do you know what I mean? And it's not going to be, what was Arthur Thompson like, Paul? Like, mate, don't get a fuck, to be honest with you, man. I've heard and read that much shit about it. Like, we've heard all this. It's all just recycled fucking... Obviously it's a story if you want to know about it, if you don't know about it, but like, we grew up here and all this shit, you know what I mean? So it's not really... probably not going to find out it now if you go down that road, know what I mean? But as I say, I want it to be a different podcast for the other ones that he's done on other channels. So watch this space, hopefully we'll get it sorted out. Fucking murder, but honestly. Which I got to say, so obviously this being a crime channel, right? I follow a lot of crime stuff and all that, as you know, and I seen an article in the paper today that just brought back memories, bad ones, and it was like a child neglect case. This woman, Yvonne Keenan from Maryhill, she was, I don't know if these were her kids or she took these kids in or what, but she was like fucking making them eat cat food, and she wasn't feeding them. Fucking just a scumbag, mate. And she's pled guilty to these charges, but when I was reading about it, it spanned like for 1994, which is the year I went to live with my biological mum. Now, for people who have followed this channel for a long time, or followed it for the start even, who know maybe my story, I didn't meet my biological mum until I was 10 years old. And when I was 11, I went to live with her because I wanted to get to know my mum and all that shit. And that was in October 1993. I went to live with her in the Gorbals area of Glasgow, right? Because that's where my mum and my dad were from, right? And worst time in my life by a country mile. They were selling brown for the flat. Fuck knows what else they were selling a lot of drugs anyway. And me and my younger brother were kept in the bedroom, but there was no door handle on the door, so you couldn't get out for the inside. You could only open this room from the outside, right? So technically it's like a prison cell. So we were dependent on them to even get out of that bedroom. And I remember sometimes, like, they would be so off their faces and drugs, they wouldn't even get up and let us go to school, because I loved going to school just to get out that fucking house. It was horrible. That was by far the worst year of my life, and some people might go, how's it the worst year of life? You've been in prison and this and that, but I didn't live in constant fear in prison. Even when I lived with my dad's family, like, I never once felt pure fear. Never. I was never starving or fucking locked in a room, made to sit in the corner or that shit. That never happened with my dad's family. They'll just got their issues, but they're not like that. They don't treat kids that way. And reading this article kind of brought all that back, because there was like the victims were saying how she used to make them like stand in a corner and face a wall and all this kind of stuff. And you sit and think to yourself, like, what kind of person does that to a child? And it really, really, how many other people have got away with this? How many people are out there getting away with this? It makes you wonder about, like, if you look at your front window, right, and you look at all the neighbours, all the houses and all that stuff, how many of the houses are harbouring these type of individuals and these type of dark secrets? That kind of shit runs through my mind sometimes, I'm not going to lie. But as I says, I can totally see, like, I can empathise with the plight of these victims, because I have similar experiences. And as I've said, like, if you've followed this channel for a while, you'll know some of them. But what I remember, after 3 months of living at my mum's, I ran away back to my gran's in Cambuslang. But my gran was in England visiting my dad, and my grandpa was like home alone basically, and he was like, I'm not taking the chance any of them come looking for you, because he was scared of them, and I could see why, do you know what I mean? I was shit scared of them, and this is an adult, do you know what I mean? So the police came and took me back, and I remember the minute they got me in that house and the door closed behind us, man, the beating started, mate. Fuck, it was like good cop, worst cop with the questions, and in between questions I'm getting whacked with a belt or a fucking wooden stick, just fucking punched, kicked, slapped, whatever, hair pull, all that stuff. It was horrendous. And then see, when they would stop, they would send me to my bed and tell me, like, I better not even get out the bed and all this, right? And then I would just lie and face the wall, and I wouldn't look at, they tell me not to look at them and all when they come in the room and all this shit. And then so this happened over the course of like 2 days, and this was just one incident with these fucking scumbags, right? They would come in and wake me up, and then tell me to come in the living room, and then it would start over again. It's like this big interrogation. Where did you go? Who did you see? What did you say to them? What they say to you? And then would you say? And then would he say? And would you say? And then would he say? They wanted to know every wee word, man. It was like playing a fucking game of mental chess with these two fucking junkie psychos, man. And I remember by the time they were done, I had a black eye, I had 3 lumps on top of my head, that so that, see, like, if I made an expression with my face, like frowning or smiling, whatever, it was sore, right? I had big purple lines all on my back and my arse for getting whacked with a belt. My shins were absolutely peppered in yellow bruises, and I remember having like these like double lined welts up here for where I got hit with these cot sticks, these wooden, they were half a baby's cot. And people might go, how did nobody notice that? Well, I get kept out of school for a fucking start. And I don't know, I was scared to fucking, I could have just walked, see if I'd have just, do you know what I could have just done, right? See if she'd have sent me out, I could have just walked, see if I'd have walked into a social work office or a school and just took my top off, my t-shirt, they'll go to jail, mate. And you wonder what's going through somebody's mind that thinks that's the way to discipline or treat a child. Somebody done that to my son, man. I don't think I could hold it together. It's bad enough trying to hold it together at the best of times, if you get what I'm saying. Do you know? But I'm a bit more mellow now and all that kind of shit. But same. the monkey's still on my back, know what I mean? But I want to read the article that I seen in the paper today, just to kind of, and I will say that it is, I would like to say that it is a bit fusty, you know what I mean? So just be warned. The headline is Starving Glasgow Boy Forced to Eat Paint and Cat Food in Maryhill House of Horrors. There's a photo of this fat specky idiot, Yvonne Keenan. Must be something up with her, mate. So here we go. A young boy was fed paint from a ceiling after he was forced to go to bed hungry. The victim suffered at the hands of Yvonne Keenan, 56, at her home in Glasgow's Maryhill. The boy, aged between 5 and 8 at the time, was also made to eat cat food while in the care of Keenan. Scumbag, mate. Warped, deranged scumbag. 3 other children were severely punished by Keenan, which included being made to face a wall for long periods of time. Keenan's victims, who are now all adults, have received justice after she pled guilty to cruel and unnatural treatment of children. The 4 charges at Glasgow Sheriff Court span between 1994 and March 2001. The court held that the boy and the girl, now aged 32, were frequently not fed by Keenan and sent to bed hungry. Where am I? Prosecutor Sean Docherty said, the girl remembers the boy crying because he was so hungry and she did not know what to do. She decided to scrape paint off the ceiling from the top bunk and fed it to him. She described this as an act of desperation to help him, as she did not know what else to do. That's fucking horrendous, mate. Like, I remember being starving out there and they wouldn't feed us, but I never thought about eating paint. So maybe this is just, this is another level, man, know what I mean? But every case is different, but that just sounds fucking like North Korea or something, know what I mean? On another occasion, the girl recalled the boy pushing a button in the kitchen, which was not allowed. Mr. Docherty added, as a consequence, Keenan forced the boy to eat cat food, which was lying in the kitchen. The girl also recalled being made to stand in the dark kitchen overnight and was, quote, too scared to move. No feeling. Keenan was violent towards her, which included being dragged off a bed, which caused her to strike her head to strike a radiator. She further remembered being, quote, physically force-fed cereal and milk. Mr. Docherty said to this day she cannot consume milk due to this experience. Another girl, now aged 38, stated Keenan was violent towards her, which included shaking and throwing her around. She was also slapped in the face when Keenan overheard a telephone call which referenced alcohol. A boy, now aged 36, claimed disciplinarian Keenan would poke him in the body if he did not return home from school in a set time. He was also made to stand and stare at a wall for hours, as well as be without dinner. Lindsay McQuaid, defending, told the court that her client is a first-time offender. No, first time getting caught, first time in front of the court, mate. There's a difference. Sentence was deferred pending background reports until next month by Sheriff Michael Hanlon. Oh, well done, Michael. Let her out in bail, fuck's sake. Fucking twat. He said, your motion for bail will be allowed, but be in no doubt of the seriousness of the offences you pled guilty to. I will be looking at all options. If you ask me, there is only one way to deal with somebody of her kind. But we're too civilised for that. Well, maybe you are, but I think she should go to jail, right? And be put on bread and water diet. She should be fed cat food every day during her sentence. Made to eat flakes of paint. You get the gist. Don't know. I'm not trying to say how other victims feel about their tormentors and all that, but see, when it comes to children, man, there's just all bets are off, innit? You know what I mean? What a horrendous case, man. And we're going back, 30 years? Do you know what I mean? So how's it just come to light now? You know what I mean? It's frightening, innit? Scary shit, man. Honest to God. And I hope they people who were the victims, I hope that they're getting on with life. They've no let it ruin their life. See, like, because you get people that can kind of hit the drink, the drugs, fucking, or end up like myself, going out and taking it out on other people. Do you know what I mean? And that's no good. Do you know what I mean? But I hope they're alright anyway. I know it sounds a bit daft saying that, but what else can you say, you know what I mean? But here's hoping when she gets up for sentencing, she gets fucking hammered, mate, because nobody should be able to walk out of court after doing that to kids. Nobody, mate. And if she doesn't get a sentence, man, what can you say? This fucking justice system, know what I mean? Jail me or you for a bit of green, but or writing something on Facebook. It's better watch what we're doing, know what I mean? Scumbags, man. Anyway, I'll leave it there. And I wish you all a good evening. And I will see you all next time I'm back on. Over and out.